Probably work better if I turn the mic on. I'm sure the best way to do this. So normally I would do this and put use my machine as the host machine, but I'm going to try it this way for a couple of reasons. Oh, that's not going to work. Because for one thing, I'm pretty sure that everything's broadcasting in mirror image. Yeah, okay. Let me try this a different way. I'm going to stop this one. I am. The problem is when I point the camera at that, it's all reversed. It's everything's mirror image. Which is not going to, that ain't going to work. Well, okay. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to use, I have to run it from my laptop, which is fine for you. It kind of stinks for me because
bless you.
okay. Just means I have to deal with this my stupid laptop, this funky font business. Is that font big enough? Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I learned something this morning. Do you guys like keyboard shortcuts? Well, in Visual Studio, if you want to comment out a block of code all at once, you do. Well, normally I just do it. Control Shift K, I think, automatically comments, and then Control Shift U uncomments. Well, it turns out in Eclipse you can do something similar. If you do Control Shift /, it'll put block comments around, and then if you do Control Shift /, it'll take the comments away. I'm a big proponent of keyboard shortcuts. I didn't always feel that way, but I got a hold of there's a guy I work with, his name is Dave Stone. And when we first hired him, I hated his guts. He came in, he's like, I didn't know, yes man. Oh yeah, we're cool. Anyway, we fought like crazy because he would Well, first of all, he made fun of me because I didn't know very many keyboard shortcuts, and I used the mouse for. Why are you using the mouse? It's so inefficient. You need to learn keyboard. You can do it faster. It's like, no, you can't. And eventually, I came around this way because, yeah, you can do things a lot faster. But what we really used to fight about is I would go write my code, and he would come in behind me and rewrite it, and it just infuriated me because it wasn't that what I wrote was bad or wrong. It's just he had a different style than I did, so he would come in and refactor and impose his style on my code. And sometimes he would refactor in a way that I would go back to look at it later, and I couldn't read it. It was my own code, and so I went to my boss and told him, "You got to fire this guy. You got to fire. I'm just tired. You got to fire this guy." And but eventually he beat me into submission, and I kind of came around to his way of thinking.
Style and everything?
Style and everything. Wow. So I adopted. Well, it got to the point where it's just easier to give in and adopt because if I fought him, all that was going to happen is every time he touched my code, he was going to refactor it anyway. So I figured, well, if you can't beat him, join him. So, but a lot of what he said was right. He still does some things that I don't agree with, and he and I argue over that to this day. But they're minor differences in opinion now. Still makes for a good argument, but
Running
really
more smooth than before.
Yeah, so I adopted because he started showing me. He's like, this is not my style. This is coming down from Microsoft, from MSDN. It's their style. I just apply it. And so finally, we sat down together and we wrote the style guide for our department and follow that to this day. It basically hasn't changed much in the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, I was watching some videos of guys that were using the shortcuts. They fly around that screen. I don't see how. I mean, obviously with time you get a lot better. But
There's about a dozen that I use religiously, and I use them so much now that most of the time I don't even realize I'm using them. In fact, I do things, and I've had people watch me, and because it's just second nature now. I don't even know I'm doing it. They're like, how did you just do that?
it's like using the mouse.
Yeah, and they ask me how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I just did it. I have to stop and think. Wait, oh yeah, okay, that's how I do that. You can probably do this in Eclipse, but in Visual Studio, you can set up different keyboard shortcuts and keyboard layouts. And there's a couple of developers that have an alternate keyboard layout. When I go to work with them and I sit down at their machine to do something, and their keyboard's all screwed up. And I end up
Screwed up to your standard.
Well,
They're like, oh,
they're fine with it, but I sit down and I'm like, instead of things doing what they want, I just end up with funky characters all over the screen. Wait a minute. All right, well, we'll get going here in a few minutes. Give everybody, well, it's not even, just now 6. So have you finished the Pong game yet?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. I got lazy this weekend.
Well,
actually, I found the answer key, so technically I finished it.
No, I mean, it's moving along. It's simple if you just follow each instruction. Like you were saying, sometimes it's easier just to go through and do it step by step. Right now, I have 3 of the classes done for the most part. Now it's just about doing the controller and display.
Yeah, if you break it down into small, manageable problems, then it's not too bad. Oh crap, I totally forgot. We need to have a makeup session. We were going to do that Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah, just online though, not here on campus. I need to at least make a half-hearted attempt to do this so that I can honestly look the dean in the eye and say, we made an effort.
So he's going around asking all the teachers, making sure that you have a makeup test.
Well, no, but I know from past experiences what we have to do if a class gets canceled. Like, because I've had it happen where Thanksgiving has fallen in the middle of a week well, I mean, it always falls on Thursday, but I've had it interrupt a class before, and I have to make up the time. So, and I know what it is. I don't agree with it, but I know why. It's because it all gets back to accreditation. DeVry has to be able to prove to the accreditors that every student that comes through here spends a minimum amount of time physically in a classroom. So I understand the motivation. It's just kind of an hassle.
What are we going to talk about?
Well, I don't know. I think something.
It's going to be about this week's work or maybe the game?
It can. We'll figure that out. Or it may just be one of those things where we meet for 10, 15 minutes and questions, no questions, great, done. So.
Yep. No one's going to say anything, right? But exactly.
And speak loudly, but everybody carries a big stick. I found a great quote yesterday. It said, "I don't fear my enemies. I have had them all shot."
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
All right. Jonathan's here. William's here. Chad may or may not be here. He's the reason that I've stood up the hangout. You know, I bought a wireless mic. I've been doing sessions at work, and one of my coworkers has a video camera, so he's been videoing. And I bought a wireless. I meant to bring it up here because it'd be ideal for this stuff too. That way I can walk all over the room and the audio would be okay.
It's really difficult hearing on that.
Is it?
Yeah, the time I logged on, I was only on for like an hour or something because you really have to push your ear up to the speaker.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to remember to keep it more in front of me. Yeah, but I meant to bring that. Not sure if I've got it. Yeah. No. Well, I don't even know if I have a way to connect a microphone to this. So I think tonight's topic of all the things that we, well, I shouldn't say of all the things that we do, but a lot of the things that we do in this class, I think tonight's topic